Guys, welcome to Mala's Verse. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome if you have been here before. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Today's reading is going to be about any blockages or any hindrances in your progress, and we are mostly going to focus on any internalized beliefs that have been stopping you from progressing ahead or progressing in your life, even with a particular goal or subject. And we are going to look at what progress or what subject you're wanting to progress on. So that will be a part of the question. So we have three piles to choose from, and as usual we will have the images show up on screen now. Take a few deep breaths, breathing out through your mouth. Letting your awareness guide you to whichever pile you are drawn to. You are more than welcome to choose one or more piles, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the first image, which is that of an insect on it's not a banana leaf, but something that looks like a banana leaf. And it's giving me the energy of, this small little insect trying to do something in a big, big world. So I perceive that you may be feeling the same way, like you are just a small person trying to do something big, or you have big dreams and you're feeling that you may not be probably equipped enough in some way, shape, or form to achieve your dreams. And that seems interesting in the way that, the cards that have shown up for you. Pile one, we have the first two cards that we have are retrograde and moon, and it's just so interesting that I'm filming this very close to a Mercury retrograde, with number 15 and 19. These two cards are representing where is it that you are actually looking for progress. And with the retrograde and moon, I do feel like, because we have the second house at the bottom of the deck, so I do perceive that many of you might have a Taurus moon, and also you have been planning quite a lot to get your finances in order or have the abundance that you wanted to. So that's what, even with the image is what I'm feeling, like you are wanting to experience or create, basically actualize really big dreams of yours, really big, really big dreams. So I mean, all the leaves around that insect, the one that the insect is on, and there's one in the background. There are other varieties in the background as well. So I feel like there's a, probably you are trying to create multiple sources of income, and so I perceive that you are not able to, it's not that the money is not coming in. I feel like you're not able to achieve the target. Something like there's a gap there, so there's something missing there. And what you are experiencing as a block, for that we have space, death, space and death in reverse. So these two cards in reverse. And we have sadness and energy. These are upright. So what that tells me is, first of all, you are not allowing yourself to go through a transformation, but a transformation is wanting to happen, or that something has to end, but you are not able to provide the space for it or have the space for it. And with the sadness and energy card, the most prominent or strongest energy coming through is you are essentially feeling quite sad and disheartened about how much energy is spent into this venture, this step to create finances for yourself, or the kind of finances you would like to have, and it's basically not yielding you the results that you want. And we do have fear at the bottom of the deck, so you are fearing that maybe some of you actually have undergone certain changes, or you made a big change, and you were trusting in the unknown and it's not yielding you the results that you want. But that's what we are here for, right? We are trying to figure out what is the internalized belief that is not helping you move forward. And for that we have, very interestingly, we have the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Swords, really, really intense energies. So with the Ten of Swords and Queen of Swords, what this is telling me is that you have gone through really, really tough, exhausting, deceptive energies, right? Experiences where you were betrayed, and so you chose to fly solo. I am feeling a lot of aggression and negative, not negative energy, but like defensive energy, Nine of Wands energy. You've been fighting a lot to stand your ground and to live your life as peacefully as you want to. I mean, the kind of ease that you are looking for, it doesn't even feel so. I was talking about big dreams, but these big dreams may not be such big dreams as well. This could be as simple as having all your financial needs met, and basically not indulging in a lot of expensive things, but more so indulging in experiences, indulging in relaxing your body and mind, and you are not able to do that. And the internalized belief here is that because of the deception and the betrayal that you have experienced, you've become this Queen of Swords, I perceive, where you have boundaries up that are not letting you experience the fullness of the abundance that you already have, and also experience receiving abundance that you really are actually wanting to achieve. This is more basically, it's happening because of the boundaries you have created, of because of the pain you went through the wounds that you experienced. And I'm not at all trying to say that that's incorrect, but my friends, pile one, now these boundaries are not helping you. They are actually restricting you. They're making you, I would say, it's making you a little colder as well. And more than being cold towards others, it's making you cold towards your own self. Because it's just interesting that the Queen of Swords is here, and I have the Death and the Moon card that I showed you in the first place, in a diagonal energy. And I feel like there might be a distance between you and your mother figure, or some disparity between your beliefs and your mother, which is also affecting this thing. Because if you do have a Taurus moon, and as far as I remember, Taurus does get a lot of strength from the moon, and if your connection with your mother is not okay, that might be, and like, it's not just about it not being okay, but the effects of it might be blocking your finances, your abundance. So there is a requirement to have ease with your motherly energy within yourself. Like I said, this coldness that you have is not just against or towards other people, it's more so about yourself as well. Because what you need to do for that, we have the Seven of Pentacles here. And the Seven of Pentacles here is, the way this woman is holding on to that bunch of grapes. What the energy that I felt was, you are holding your own heart, and you're patting it with love, and I'm getting goosebumps. So you are the one who has to soothe yourself, soothe your heart center, soothe your body. And I can feel the intensity of the sadness here, because I am sort of welling up. But that's what, the advice that is coming through for you. Just a moment, let me pick that card up. Is to really, pat yourself on the back, calm your mind, calm your heart center, calm your inner child. Please, pile one, because that is what is going to help you move forward. You have to get out of this defensive mindset that everyone is out to get you, because that is in some way, shape, or form blocking your abundance that you're wanting to have. And it's more so, even the sadness that you might be externally experiencing might be because you set a certain target, you set some expectations, and it did not actualize as of now or until now. And the sadness is not just it not actualizing, but there is a lot of, like, how, basically, in simplest of terms, there's a lot of anguish towards yourself because of not achieving the said targets that you set. So with the Seven of Pentacles, like I was saying, pile one, there is a strong requirement for you to realize that the boundaries that you have need to be softened. And more than boundaries, what if you, and I learned this in a certain class recently, Instead of saying boundaries, what if you are just saying and affirming, I'm honoring my space? Isn't that lighter? If you're honoring your space, if you're honoring who you are, if you're honoring your achievements, nobody else is there in this car, just another cat. Maybe you have a cat, maybe you have a companion, maybe you have companions in the spiritual realm, right? It's just you and them. There's nobody else physically present who is in your journey. And I'm not trying to make you feel alone. It's more so to realize that the ease, the abundance, or the reservoir of abundance and wealth within you is within you, and you are the one who has the key to access it. So please be kinder towards yourself in the and extend that kindness towards yourself by understanding where the boundaries are actually not working for you, are actually choking you in some way, shape, or form, and are not helping you, receive love and receive kindness. Because there's such a strong energy of green here, and we have seven of pentacles showing up again also later on, which I will talk about. But there's a strong requirement for you to just sit there, you enjoy whatever you enjoy, like a lemonade or whichever drink it is. This is a grapevine, so whatever you enjoy, relaxing. And actually, like with the seven of pentacles, what I'm receiving is, actually honoring the fruits of your labor as to how far you have come, how much effort you have put, right? That is very important. Because right now, the fear, we do have fear at the bottom of the deck, and the fear that people will always backstab you, or you know bad mouth you, or do stuff like that, which is keeping you too much on your toes. You're still in survival mode and you are not realizing it. So please give yourself the grace to let go of this. And as you are kinder towards yourself, also extend that love towards younger people, is what I'm receiving very strongly. This could be kids, maybe your own kids or younger siblings, but there is this energy of extending that love, that kindness which is within you to others as well. And the change that will create is, you will for sure look at certain things, and maybe certain regrets will show up. But beyond that, we have the chariot card, pile one. So you will move forward, you will move past this. And it's interesting that the chariot card is here, because chariot again is ruled by Cancer, which is ruled by Moon, which is the card we got for you. And that's what, you will be able to resolve this, and there will be much more clarity about which way to go forward to actualize your targets. You will know which is the pathway. There will not be a confusion around any of the answers. You will know that you will have the resilience to move forward. You will have the patience to move forward. That's going to happen the more, like I said, you take that beautiful heart of yours into your palms and you really caress it, you soothe it. That's what's required. And now, of course, I'm talking metaphorically about the heart, but when you do that, and maybe it's about listening to heart centered or heart chakra meditations, maybe it's just journaling. There is a lot of journaling that's going to help you a lot to release this energy, especially any anguish and anger that you have around whatever experiences you went through. Writing it down and tearing that paper, then flushing it, is going to help you a lot. That's going to be a fun activity to try. So as you flush it out, just perceive that that energy is now flushing out of your system, your emotional body. It is releasing from your body. And as an advice from your higher self, we have Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Like I said, Seven of Pentacles again. It's your higher self is also saying, honor the harvest you already have, honor the seeds that you have planted, honor the speed at which every plant or every seed is growing. You have to be the first cheerleader, and probably the only cheerleader you will ever need in your entire life, because then it's going to help you see truly how abundant, how rich in all forms you are, not just monetarily, but also in terms of valuable connections that you are having, even if it's just one connection, even if it's your connection with your pet animal, because I'm getting that energy quite strongly here. And that is going to help you move out of this, Nine of Swords energy, where there's a lot of exhaustion and wanting to fulfill a lot of people's expectations. That's what, the missing link probably here is that the betrayal that you experienced also made you a rebel in terms of wanting to prove people wrong, maybe even to maybe even wanting to prove. So Taurus is present here with the Hierophant, society wrong, or what the tradition is, or the traditional way of being is. But being a rebel without a cause harms you more than it does you some good. So that's something to probably ponder upon. Pile number one, we really have a lot of healing energy showing up for you. We have the Four of Swords. It is, taking, I mean, being in this flight or fight mode, as to especially playing mentally. And, I'm not saying put your guard down in the sense that be too naive, of course not. Have your, honor your space, but honoring your space and suffocating yourself with boundaries are two very different things, file number one. And that's what you need to realize, like how much of your past is still affecting your future and even your present. So, pile number one, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below, and like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I hope to wow, I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Hi, pile number two. If you chose the second image, this is your reading. The second image is, as far as I remember, because I don't have it in front of me right now, were small white flowers. I think they're perennial in nature, probably. If they are not, what I was feeling from that image was how, everything has blossomed to one level, and you're trying to reach out to another level, or you're trying to grow, which actually is physically not possible probably for that flower to grow further than that. It has come to its full bloom. And I feel like that represents your energy in some way, shape, or form, that you have reached a certain level in your life. This could be career wise or something else as well, like materially you might have gained goals, um, gained gains is also what I'm getting. Like, okay, some of you might have worked on your physical body, and you must have had the desired results actualized for you, and so you're looking for the next level. And here for this pile, the progress that I'm receiving, that you're working upon, is to actualize a relationship, and especially feels like a romantic connection, or having a family of your own. So if that doesn't resonate with you, maybe this is not your pile, because that's the strongest energy in this group. And the first two cards that we have for you, pile number two, are Solar Flares and Descendant. So these two cards are representing where is it that you are wanting to actualize progress for yourself. And with solar flares, it's just so interesting, because at the time that I am filming this, a few weeks ago, not even a few weeks ago, I feel just a few days ago, probably 10 days ago or something, somebody was sharing on their Facebook, or I think I clearly saw it on social media, and they were sharing about how solar flares are higher right now. Everyone's feeling exhausted, drained, and it's so interesting that that's the card that has showed up for you, and maybe that's what you have been experiencing as well. So maybe that's something that resonates with you, and it is activation, right? The card itself also says activate. And with Descendant, which is invitation, Descendant is the seventh house, or associated with the seventh house, is what I remember. Sorry. And so, in that sense, it's also interesting that both these cards have 17 and 37 as a number, which is having the number 7 again, right? So, in that sense, it's just affirming the relationship, or, connections, the personal connections thing very strongly. And we do have other cards representing, this energy as well. So, I do perceive, as I said, that you are trying to actualize a romantic connection for yourself. And the issue is, or the physical or known obstacle that you are facing, is that we have sweetness and isolation, determination and anxiety for those, for that energy. And anxiety here, what I am receiving is that you might have been, it's just that you're so frustrated because you've been trying to work upon, I feel like a lot about your communication, that you've been trying to work upon your communication or communicating with people, and very determined. You are quite determined, and you are, willing to be open to people. But you are, with the isolation card, clearly you are not receiving the results, or not just the results, it's like you're feeling abandoned, or you're feeling that people are not, you can recognize they are not at the wavelength that you are at, and so you're feeling more and more isolated and alone, and that is triggering some anxiety within you. It's actually, I feel like, triggering the wound of what must have made you very protective of your energy, because we do have protection and fear at the bottom of the deck. So this is basically opening up that wound which you have towards love, towards relationships, towards family, is what I am perceiving with these cards. Because as per your awareness, as per your conscious efforts, you are making efforts to create this love, this sweetness, this kindness within yourself, and to extend that to other people. But it's just not working out the way you want it to, or just, it's probably not even giving you any motion forward. But you're still determined, yet that tug of push and pull is happening, and it's creating anxiety because it's bringing back memories from the past. Why is that? Because we do have two cards, represent the two cards that are representing the internalized belief that's stopping you from progress. We have the Hanged Man and the Five of Pentacles. Just look at that Hangman. How, I mean, just looking at the Hangman here, like, the person is chained to their broomstick, I mean, this wizard witch, or and their hands are also chained, right? But they do have the key within their one of their hands, like, if I don't know, yeah, it's visible, this one here. So let's go to that part later. But looking at this person being chained like this, they are not able to fly, they are not able to soar high, they are not able to live in the full essence of who they themselves are as a being. And that is what I'm perceiving. And this is coming so because there is still an energy of you being stuck, and that's quite normal with the Five of Pentacles here, which is, being abandoned. And for a lot of you, there's a specific scenario I'm perceiving of being abandoned by one of your parents. And I do perceive that, with this so the separation did happen between your parents, and one of them left the house, and they left the house with your other sibling, is what I'm receiving here with this imagery. And so I also perceive that if they did not leave with a sibling, or you are an only child, I do have this, awareness coming through that for some of you, you were left behind with the more abusive parent, or the more controlling or not so caring parent, whichever may apply to your situation. Of course, if the message doesn't apply, please don't apply it to your situation. But there is definitely a deep wound here when it comes to family, and a deep wound around being separated from family in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you were taken away by one parent to a place where you didn't want to go. Maybe you were, probably some of you might have been, sent to hostel, or basically hostel style education, so you were not at home since the beginning. Right, you were sent into a schooling system that had hostels, and you did not have that connection growing up with your family, and you saw other people have that, and that created a lot of anxiety, codependency on others, which you do, I do feel like you've worked on it, but the main crux or the main wound is now showing up in this scenario for you, pile number two. And just look at the so that is what is creating this stuckness, this feeling caged and chained to the past where you're not able to soar high. So this is the internalized belief that you have to move forward from, that you will not find people who want to care for you because of what you have experienced in your childhood. And of course this is a big wound or a big belief to overcome, but just recognizing it is going to help you, you know, shoot forward or fast forward through this pain in some way, shape, or form. It will at least bring you clarity, and you will know how to work with it. You will understand how that wound is, you know, reflecting in your day to day conversations with other people. Are you pulling away from people? In terms of not being vulnerable, and by vulnerable I don't mean that you have to be vulnerable in the sense that you have to share everything, but vulnerability is you being totally honest with yourself. It's about um, not denying the awareness that you receive, and being the goofy, quirky, or maybe you're not goofy and quirky, you are just, you know, very relaxed as a person. You are someone who's not so outgoing probably, and you've been outgoing so that people see you in that light, right? So changing that energy, maybe you are more of an introvert, so allowing that energy to settle in within you, what is true, your truest form, your truest because energy, because the hangman is represented by Pisces energy, which is 12th house energy, which is the deepest of your, you know, it's it's the moksha house. It's the house that gives you liberation after the completion of every cycle. And there is a lot to be said about that. I have not explored this astrologically entirely, so I cannot talk about it. I'm not an expert in astrology at all, but that is the point here. I mean, the energy is that of Pisces, and we do have the 12 number, right? So it's a completion, it's the truest essence, the deepest, darkest parts of you, and the parts of you that may contain fears, but also your biggest potencies. It may also connect to your past lives and all of those things. So embracing every aspect of you is very important. How to move forward from this belief, or to change, I would say, this belief, or to bridge a new belief upon this one, is to have this 10 of cups and for that we have the 10 of cups and empress, which tells me with the 10 of cups you are being asked to visualize as vividly, or just invite that energy as vividly as you can in any way, shape, or form. So, if visualization or imagination doesn't work for you, just experience how would it feel like in your body when you are with people that care for you, that love you, that enjoy activities that you do, that may, and people who may not even enjoy, but they you for support you in the activities that you do, right? Or they enjoy looking at you being happy. And there are people who do want to do such activities or provide that energy for you. Pile number two, you have to, I'm getting that you have to muster up the courage to receive that, because that's about being vulnerable with yourself. Because how do you visualize what you want? You have to be absolutely brutally honest with yourself to recognize what is it that you want, because it may be too cheesy for you, right? I mean, that's the belief you must have bought. So, changing that belief system is very important. Maybe you like very cheesy things, and there's nothing bad about it, or there's nothing wrong about it. Maybe there's nothing right about it either. It's just who you are. Embracing that and bringing that love into your energy field, not just life, in your energy field, experiencing that energy. And that's very much possible, because if there is a target that you have set for you know, a physical, a material thing, so once you receive that, probably it's buying a new laptop, and you receive it, you are able to use it, and it's actualizing things for you were not able to do earlier. Doesn't that bring you a sense of satisfaction, joy, etc.? But that sense of satisfaction, joy, or that energy you can reignite within yourself, and that's the sorry, activity that you need to do with the 10 of cups here. What is it that brings you ultimate happiness? Go, I, because, I took some time to look at this 10 of cups, and I was like, is it an activity that they need to do with existing people? Maybe. But more than that, what I was receiving is these are activities you need to do with yourself. Maybe if some of you do not have a pet, owning a pet, and owning a pet is actually having like a family member. So learning to be like a family member with that pet, taking it with you many, I mean, to many places that you can take them with you, tending to them, caring for them, enjoying silence with them, enjoying the mundanity of life with them. Bring that energy within you, and it's going to pulsate through your energy field, and the right people will see it while too. Please know that. With the Empress card also here, it's like it's a clear cut energy that's telling me that you have to do a lot of inner child healing to move past this, and it's very much possible. I mean, these are two of the most happy cards or fulfilling cards, I would say, in the tarot. And not the only, but definitely some of the most beautiful cards and beautiful energies within the tarot. And that's what you need to do. This is more like you have to be okay with stepping into the light pile too. I don't know, I'm welling up. Oh, I'm a love. Not love. I'm not welling, not entirely welling up, but I am certainly feeling a lot of emotions coming through. There's a lot to be said here about not feeling that you deserve to have progress in your life in the way that you want. Because it's like if you stay small, at least you will be safe. And this must have come because of the separation anxiety, is what I'm receiving from what happened. But please, please, please know this probably happened for you to recognize truly what is it that you want in connections, and also to open up your awareness as to what is truly a genuine, or a symbiotic connection with another human being, another being, any other sentient being for you. And I'm sure it must have been one of the harshest lessons, I'm not denying that. But please know you deserve to be loved and nurtured, and that has to come from within first. Nobody else can do it for you. And what will this create? I mean, you cannot get more dynamic cards than this. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot card. It's literally motion forward. And with the Wheel of Fortune being here, it's motion forward towards, more fortune, more luck, an expansion of what you want. And it's just so interesting that we have the Chariot card here, because Chariot represent is ruled by Cancer zodiac, which is the mother of all zodiacs. It's ruled by the moon. So I do perceive that you will be moving forward towards more kindness, more mothering energy towards yourself, more nurturing energy towards yourself. You will recognize how beautiful of a mother you are. And that's because you will learn how to mother yourself. And you will trust that you know how to love. You will trust that the love that you provide is so honest, it is so full of integrity. Because I do perceive that right now there is a doubt there because of the experiences you went through. But do I mean, like, the cards in itself are saying that you will be going home. Look at the Wheel of Fortune card. That symbol is a home. I wonder if it's clear enough where it's pointing. Right, you will be moving home, you will be coming home to who you are. And last but not least, we have two cards representing what your higher self wants to give you advice on. And it just can't get any better than this. We have the Lovers and the Sun. It's like your higher self is actually telling you, please activate the lover within you, for you, for your soul, for the child within you. Activate that love within you. That's what the activation is probably for, the solar flares that we got, right? Your higher self is requesting you to explore and throw light on the lover that is within you. Pile number 2 is about to say pile number 3. So pile 2, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape or form. Do share thoughts in the comment section below, and do like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Number 3, if you chose the third image, this is your reading. So the third image, as far as I remember, was just one white flower, and around it was just grass. So I do perceive that you are clearing up stuff and you're focusing very intently on something, on a particular target. Like the intention is to be very clear about your target right now, and not to move astray or just be distracted here and there, but by any other thing. This could be a simple target considering the color of the flower being just white and yellow. I think it was a daisy, but the simplicity of the target is also something that's coming through. So you must have put a simple single target for yourself, and you're focusing on that. And the cards that we have here are the the cards that represent where you're trying to get progress is Chiron and Virgo with number 28 and 6. So these numbers could be important for you or may have some significance for you. Bottom deck energy is Sagittarius, and beneath that we do have Scorpio in sequence. So that's interesting. So with Chiron and Virgo being the cards or energies representing what you're trying to create progress on, the first thing that comes through is, I mean, even looking at the Virgo card and the wheat here, it's reminding me of the digestive system, your body, healing your body, or I mean, that's the major thing that's coming through, healing your digestive system. This could be even digestion of information, digestion of what you consider to be the information that is true for you or not. Because I was reading about Virgo, and it rules probably the intestines and also rules the nervous system. So filtering out the waste from what is the good, and filtering out these things from the entire stuff, which is the waste, which is nutrients and nutritious stuff for your body. So this could be literally the progress that you are working upon, and especially healing it. We literally have Chiron. And otherwise it could be energetic, emotional. What is it that you're trying to heal, right? Like you are healing or filtering out words, emotions, ways of being, ways of thinking that are nutritious and that are not serving you. Because the mind thing is strong because of the Sagittarius and even the Scorpio energy beneath the deck, which is higher education, more about philosophies of life, your beliefs. And Scorpio is going deep into it and realizing what is true for you, what beliefs work for you, what beliefs are even yours and not yours. So I perceive that that's where you are working on in your progress, or trying to create or receive progress. Now I do perceive for some of you, you have seen some change, some progress or some improvement here, because the cards that we have here after these two cards are Ghost, Passion, Movement, and Energy. And these cards are representing what you logically can see is a block. And to me, that represents the first thing that was coming through. Yes, the first thing that was coming through is because there is that movement and energy card here, you do know that there has been certain progress in this specific area. But with the Ghost and the Passion card being together, what I'm receiving is that you have this fear that because you did not take care of something, or on a physical level, especially with the digest card, maybe you were not very careful about your physical body or physical health in some way, shape or form, as much as you were about the words or the mental plane. So there is this inhibition, this fear that, am I on the right path? Is this going to create the right, is it the right investment of my energy? And there is a lack of trust, I would say, in your own self and the path you are moving forward on, because you are not able to grasp or hold on to anything, because this is moving forward with all your intention but not having any clue about what the result could be like. You're just doing what you know is going to help you, what you may have learned would help you progress. But with the Ghost card here, it's like you're not able to see the desired progress, or you're not able to actualize at the speed that you wanted, so you are a little skeptical if you are on the right path or not. So you do know that this is like cognitively or logically the issue or the block, but the internalized belief that is creating the block majorly is, it's interestingly enough, we have the sun in the reverse and the ace of wands. Now if you look at the ace of wands, can you look at within the smoke how many different things are there? There's a painting palette, there is a wand, and there's a musical note as well, and there's this book where, you know, it's representing writing. So I feel like there is a denial, or almost like not honoring your own capacity, your own talents, and your own strength. Now these could be talents that are very evident, but this could be also the talent of leading, you know, knowing or just embracing and honoring the leader that you are, because we do have the sun in reverse, which is a leader energy. So there is like an internalized belief that you don't know where to go, or and feel like, interestingly enough, the sun card doesn't usually have this kind of a representation where there are more people than one. This in the regular rider waite system, it's just a child on a horse, right? And here we have a mother, maiden, and crone energy, the completion of that. So this does feel like, and it's in reverse, right? So it feels like people from these age groups, people your age, people who, you know, basically could be someone who was your, who is or was your mother, or someone like a mother figure, and someone who is, you know, in their older age. So people from different age groups always sort of, you know, dimmed your light in some way, shape, or form, is what I'm receiving. They could see the talent that you have, but they were not either easily impressed, or there was not a lot of recognition around this. There was not a lot of allowance and acceptance around this, which has made you fearful, I would say, more than, you know, excited about your own strengths, or your own talents. Because usually I would see this illustration as a girl, or the woman, almost woman, being surprised and excited to look at, wow, you know, I have so many interests or so many things to choose from. But here, the energy that I'm receiving with the blocked thing, right, or a belief that is blocking you, is that, oh my god, this is too much for me to handle, it's a lot on my plate to handle, am I even skilled with this, you know, these kind of doubts. There is like a fraudster energy that you think you are, but it's not true. It's because of what you have bought in from people, and brought in and bought in both, about your own leadership, your own strength, your soul's strength, so to speak. Pile number 3. And it sort of makes sense as to why this could be, because to change this, what you need to do, we have the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups. So that tells me you must have been an overgiving person, or you probably still are, because you're experiencing this. um, because if you look at the cat here, she is trying to, you know, she's trying to be like, be careful, let the water not drop somewhere else, let it drop in the ocean only, or be careful in picking up the water from the ocean as well, let the water not drop somewhere else. So this could be that the give and take, or the, and I don't want to talk about it in a transactional manner, but like the symbiotic and energy, or a harmonizing energy, is not there in your relationships, or, and that's how you made it to be, because you know, as a coping mechanism, you must have resorted to being emotionally there, being there for others emotionally more than was required. You are genuinely a person who is kind, but, you know, at the cost of your own well-being, you must have done it so that, you know, people receive you with much more ease, or they receive the gift that you are. Maybe people only receive the gift of you being kind, and that's why you yourself did not have boundaries. So what you need to do is to actually have boundaries. And more so, with the Six of Cups, what I'm receiving is this is boundaries and honoring your space, like more so honoring your space. And with the Six of Cups, it's like gifting people doesn't have to be a sacrifice of who you are, is what I'm receiving. Like gifting people or being there for them emotionally does not mean that you have to sacrifice yourself, your needs. It could be a very simple small gesture. Maybe you just gift them, sometimes what I do is I send my friend or friends the favorite food or their favorite food, like I order it for them at their place. And it's like a surprise or something like that. It doesn't have to be you sucking up their pain, death and suffering, because it's not, it's exhausting you and it's not helping you move forward. And it's even because you are doing it on an energetic level. These are not cards that are physical in nature. I mean, the wands can be, and even the sun, but this is more so beliefs, your energy, your life force that you're expending on these activities, so to speak, wherein you are sucking in or you are drawing in their pain, death, and suffering and transmuting it for them. You have to recognize it's not your role to play. I know that sounds harsh, but it has to be a strong belief within yourself that you have to nurture yourself as well. Only then can you provide them what they require. Maybe they just require some practical solution and not you expending your emotional and mental energy. Many a times, doing what is practical is much more easy and much less straining on your energy body than doing something emotional and mental. Actually, the emotional and mental might require a lot more effort from your physical being, which is resting, because many a times we would not want to rest, and quality rest is actually a discipline in itself, is what I have started realizing. So that is what you maybe need to understand, that because you're because what might be happening is you are spending so much emotional and mental energy on others, or trying to be there for others, especially energetically, that when it comes to finally being together physically, or meeting up, you are so exhausted, you're so tired, you feel like, oh, I've already done so much. That could be a thought. And you might snap easily. That could be happening. So you need to realize that you have to more work with your energy field more than your physical actions, and then extending help, and then giving them probably compliments. It could be as simple as compliments and making their day. It could be as simple as just cracking a joke and being done with it, right? You are a light in just being who you are. You do not have to emotionally spend a lot on others. That's going to help shift this, because this is then it's going to draw that power away from others, the power that others have in helping you recognize who you are. That's going to shift, right? Because you are now honoring your own energy. So now you can do it without depending on others, and as much as is possible for you, honoring yourself. I mean, keeping in mind that you have to honor your space and that of the other person, you extend help after that, honoring your space and that of others, and then extending help, right? I do perceive that the more you take charge of your emotional energy, or how you are energetically, helping others, you might be even helping others in your dream state, is what I'm receiving. So the more you recognize that and you set an intention to help them only as much as you are equipped to, without compromising your own well being, that's going to even change the dynamics between these people and you as well. You will be more energized, like the energy card that you are probably feeling is lacking right now, and you will trust yourself more. And what's that going to change? So doing this, what is that going to change? And for that, we have literally the Four of Swords and the Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy. You are going to put this cycle to an end. is one thing that's coming through with the Four of Swords. It's literally healing with the Chiron card. There's a deep healing that will happen, a healing that is, you know, cellular level is what I'm receiving energetically. And we do have Justice at the bottom of the deck. Again, balancing of energies, Temperance, balancing of energies. The scales of karma will be now equalized the more you do this. You have to work more on your emotional, energetic field rather than doing anything else. Pile number 3. And with the Temperance card also, it's like you will be more energized, you will trust yourself more, you will be able to travel more. I feel like you will feel more freedom in your physical vessel itself, because there will be freedom in your energy field, in your mind, in your mental field, in your I'm also getting like electrical field. We do have, an electrical field around us, so I feel like any knots in that or any resistance in that will loosen up, is also what I was saying. That's a dynamic change. Essentially, you are going to feel much more at ease and much more rested, which is going to create a lot of freedom, a lot of movement of energy around you, is what I'm receiving. And there certainly major thing that will happen is trusting your wisdom, your knowledge, trusting that you know what actions to take. That is one major thing. Like, you will not be bothered about anybody else. You will be at that, stoic energy, that calm energy, and you will be able to trust the higher wisdom that you are receiving. Now, your higher self is actually just reiterating that, because we have two cards here representing as an advice from your higher self, and we have the Ace of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune card. It's the first thing, and I feel like that's the only message majorly coming through. Trust the changes you are making, trust the change that is here, trust and just focus on that change. Do not focus on, am I doing this right, do I know this, blah 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 blah. I think that's going to get sorted with this Queen of Cups energy being, balanced. And then extending grace, not even help, extending grace without any expectations and return. Because here, when you were extending help, there was that underlying energy, or that energy of, wanting to receive recognition from them. There were laces and traces of it, or were laced with it, laced with that intention. And now, the more you balance your emotional field, your energy field, you will be able to extend that grace without any expectations, right? And that in itself is going to amplify you trusting yourself. And your higher self is literally just saying that trust yourself, trust that you have a higher perspective on connections, on relationships, trust that you know what is required to help connections thrive, to help connections be fun and playful. This is the Three of Cups, and this is the King of Swords. Know that you know how to be in connections in a way that nurtures you and is also honoring the space of the other person. So, like, there are no reactions out of fear or out of distrust or out of not being enough. It's going to get balanced out the more you balance your own energy. Focus, or call your power back. That's one of the main messages here for you, pile number 3. Call your power back from all timelines, all connections, all time space realities into this moment now. Embrace it. Just say that while you are taking deep breaths multiple times during the day, or at least in the morning and in the evening. That's going to help you. So, pile 3, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do share, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye.